Again with the dark. I need the limelight. Okay, let's go. The Iran agreement. I publicly say I don't like it, but privately I really want it approved. And then during the next 12 months, if Iran doesn't abide by 100% of their obligation, when I'm elected president in 2016, I can immediately send our young men and women into battle. Contrary to what the idiots in Congress tell you, Iran doesn't receive any money until they get rid of 98% of the rich uranium and 80% of the centrifuges and render the main reactor useless and other stringent controls. You can look up stringent in the dictionary, and allow for full inspections. Iran is in hock for over 500 billion. 50 billion in the next 12 months is not going to help them. I also recently lied on TV saying the Marines had awarded me their top honor and medal. I lied again. I can't help myself. What happened was a nonprofit with the word Marine in its name sent me a note thanking me for a small contribution, which I then embellished that I had received the greatest award of all time from the Marine Corps. The Marine Corps immediately issued a letter stating they never gave me nothing. I can't help myself. I lie all the time, and I really believe what the lies I say. I will probably appoint my two sons. I can't remember their names now. They can be ambassadors to France and Japan or Argentina's. When president, I will do anything. Okay, let's continue. Page 3. Speaking of women. In segment 3, as promised, I will show women, I love women and they all love me, how to better cope with their daily chores. The economy. Even though it hurts me to say so, I have to admit that Obama has slyly eaten China's lunch by causing their stock market to lose 60% of its value and many, many trillions of dollars with a capital T. But I can do even better. China is afraid of the Trumper, the Trumpster, the Trumpmeister, businessman extraordinaire. I am really rich. I own 6 gold watches, Rolex watches, which I always keep close to me, with my several leased cars and hairspray. China has built, FYI, I got it written down here, China has built entire vacant cities, millions of high-rise condos and homes that have no occupants, roads that with but not one car. Now those stupid investors can't pay their mortgages because they have no money. China's economy is in the toilet, while our unemployment rate will shortly be below 5%. I have to give O his just due, don't I? But trust me, the thumper can do better. Cheney, Bush, Rumsfeld, and Wright all pushed for the construction of over 6 million homes to sell to 6 million people who didn't have a job. So Bush could boast what a great economy he had. It was Bush's mentally sick grand host with a capital H. Do you know why Cheney was chosen to be Bush's vice president? Because George Sr. knew his wacko son could not be impeached or would not be impeached if Cheney was next in line. Cheney is a yo-yo, a total yo-yo. He's been out to lunch now for a long time trying to prove of what he did was right. He belongs in prison. Rumsfeld is pure evil, a 2-bit chiseler. Do you know we still pay for his office and for people who write his stupid books, which he then peddles and keeps the money? He's disgusting. Rice, the token obedient black with no morals, eagerly joined with Bush, Cheney, and Rumsfeld to send tens of thousands of our young kids to be killed in Maine, all based on Bush's lies. Bush's crew is responsible for the 7,000 yearly suicides by our veterans. Rice will never be a member of any of my country clubs. Bush was warned, this is a fact, Bush was warned by several countries, that's not country, that's countries, and our own people that would be attacked on our soil, which he deliberately ignored. When attacked, Bush sat in a classroom in Florida, knowing he personally was not in any physical danger, and then he smiled. His team said it would cost just $1 billion and take a few short weeks to defeat Iraq. The war is in its 14th year, and it's cost us over $4 trillion. It was Bush who agreed to remove all our troops from Iraq, not Obama. Fact, no country in the history of mankind has ever reduced taxes during a war. Bush's gift to his rich friends, when multiplied, has cost us over $9 trillion. My economic plan is to also reduce taxes on the rich like Bush, but even larger. You really want to know who screwed up our nation? Look up sociopath definitions on Google. Not definitions of a sociopath. Print out the top 15 generally accepted clinical traits of a sociopath. George W. Bush fits 15 out of 15. Not 12 of 15, not 14 of 15, not 10 of, but all 15 of 15. You want some proof? Scooter Libby took a bullet for the Republican Party by taking the blame for Ali Valerie plane as a CIA agent. You remember that. He was convicted and sentenced to prison and lost his law license. Bush commuted his prison time, but when Bush left office, he could have pardoned Scooter and no one would have uttered one negative word. Bush did not pardon Scooter because when a sociopath no longer needs you, it's as if you never existed. Hence, no pardon. I am now a Republican because I can never do this silly bit as a Democrat. Powell, told by the CIA, with the CIA and FBI sitting behind him at the United Nations. See that truck? It's a mobile biological WMD lab. It was a laundry truck. See that bed truck over there leaving the city? It was Libya's entire weapons of mass destruction program. The entire WMD program on the back of one truck, and stupid Americans bought it. I couldn't even make up lies like that, but it makes Republicans real proud. Some of my typing, is not perfect. I didn't type it. I don't type. I don't use a computer. I'm scared of computers. Bush named Iran and North Korea as evildoers, but allowed Iran to build 5,000 centrifuges, which they did not have when Bush took office. Me, I never eat North Korean food. Jeb Bush boasts that he is always talking. Why didn't he ask him about the lack of armament causing deaths in Spain and about all the lies uttered by his brother and his crew? He asked him nothing. Jeb Bush let his serial killer brother continue to kill and maim thousands and said nothing. He's as guilty as his disgusting, morally defective brother. Jeb is nothing. George W. Bush, Rice, Rumsfeld, and Cheney together almost bankrupt the entire world, while purposely causing the killing and maiming 50,000 of our wonderful young children. Me, I made sure none of my children ever served in the military. Not going to have that problem. 50,000 of our finest young men were killed and maimed by Bush sending the battle without an armament for a year and a half, and yet we are holding the 11th hearing about 4 unfortunate people killed in Benghazi because the nation was not told the exact truth in the first 3 days. WTF, have we as a nation lost all our marbles and morals? Trey howdy doody with the military wannabe haircut, an insult to the male species. Trey is holding the 11th hearing about whether or not it was terrorist or a response to a movie, which was not clear for 3 whole days. Let's compare Benghazi to the death of Pat Tillman, a truly great American who left the NFL. I knew him, to serve his country. Bush, Cheney, Rice maliciously withheld from his wife and mother for over a year and a half the fact that Tillman had been killed by friendly fire. Not by the enemy, by friendly fire. Bush, Cheney, Rice, and Rum all conspired so that thousands of our young and healthy kids would enlist in Tillman's honor. Many of them were killed and maimed because of Bush and his crew silent. They all belong in prison, according to me. That's not the way I'm going to rule. That's not the way I'm going to rule. Yo! Is that Kareem back there? Glad you could come. No, not you in the front. The tall guy behind you. Yo. A shout out to you. You were the best. I'm the greatest. I heard you had a little problem with some of my policies that have no substance, but you checked it out, and I was right. Kareem, the thumper accepts your apology. Okay, let's break again. That was great, but it's going to get even better.